Meaning and definition of warranty. A warranty is a stipulation collateral to the main purpose of the contract, the breach of which gives rise to the claim for damages, but not a right to reject the goods and treat the control as repudiated. A warranty is a stipulation which is collateral to the main purpose of the contract, the breach of which gives a aggrieved party a right to claim damages but not to terminate the contract. Conditions treated as warranty. A breach of condition is a breach of warranty under the following cases: when the buyer waives the performance of the conditions for his own benefit, when the buyer decides to treat the breach of condition as breach of the warranty, he can claim damages instead of rejecting the contract. Where the contract is indivisible, the buyer has accepted the whole goods or any part thereof. When the condition of any contract cannot be fulfilled due to impossibility of any other reason. Express and implied conditions and warranties. The conditions and warranties which are included in the contract are called express conditions and warranties. The conditions and warranties which are implied by law in every contract are called implied conditions and warranties. Implied conditions. The law includes following conditions in a contract of sale of goods unless otherwise agreed. Conditions as to title. In sale, the implied condition is the seller has a right to sell the goods. In agreement to sell, the implied condition is that the seller will have a right to sell the goods at the time when the ownership is to pass from the seller to the buyer. If the buyer comes to know that the seller has a right to sell the goods, he may reject the goods or recover the price. Sales by description. Where there is a contract of sales of goods by description, there is an implied condition that the goods shall match with the description. It means that the goods purchased by the buyer must be the same which were described by the seller. If goods are not according to the description, the buyer can reject the goods. Sales by sample. In a contract of sale by sample, the goods must be supplied according to the sample agreed. A contract of sale by sample is subject to following conditions. The goods must match with the sample in quality. B. The buyer must have reasonable opportunity to compare goods with the sample. C. The goods must be free from any defect. Sale by sample and description. When the goods are sold by sample as well as by description, there is an implied condition that the goods must match with the sample and description. If the goods supplied match only with the sample and not with the description, or vice versa, the buyer can reject the goods. Conditions of fitness or quality. When the buyer informs to the seller about the particular purpose for which the goods are required, there is an implied condition that the goods shall be fit for such a purpose. The buyer must be satisfied about the quality and the suitability of the goods. This condition applies in the following cases. The buyer must inform the seller about the purpose of the good. The buyer must rely on the seller's skills or judgment. The seller's business must be to sell the goods of that type. Conditions of merchantability. The term merchantable means that there is no defect in the goods which make them unfit for sale. There is an implied condition that goods shall be merchantable quality when goods are bought by the description from seller who deals in goods of that description. Condition of wholesomeness. The term wholesomeness means beneficial for the health. This condition applies in the contract of sales of eatable and necessities. In such cases, the goods supplies must be wholesome. It means that the goods must be fit for consumption.